All right, for all you future tech leaders out there, this is a big one. The NIMCET 2026 syllabus is officially out. But we're not just going to walk through it, no. Today, we are building your actual strategic blueprint for success. So let's just dive right in. Okay, so the very first step in any good strategy is to, understand the battlefield. And folks, this breakdown right here, it's everything. Just look at these numbers. You've got 50 questions for math, 40 for logical reasoning. Let's do the quick math on that. Together, that's 90 questions out of 120. That's a whopping 75% of the entire exam. This one chart tells you exactly where your focus needs to be. It's got to be heavily weighted on these two areas if you want to be effective.
So let's kick things off with the absolute heavyweight champion of the NIMCET exam, mathematics. I mean, this isn't just one subject out of 4. Its weight alone can literally make or break your final rank. A strong performance here is completely non-negotiable.
50. Just let that number sink in. 50 questions. Now, think about that from a pure time management perspective during your prep. This is where you are going to get the absolute highest return on your investment. Seriously, every single concept you master here could pay off over and over again in the exam, giving you a massive competitive edge.
And wow, the syllabus really covers a huge range of topics. You're starting with the real foundational stuff, right? Like set theory and algebra. Then you'll move into the more visual, graphical problems with coordinate geometry, and after that, you get to tackle the really complex counting and expansion problems. I'm talking permutations, combinations, and of course the binomial theorem.
And listen, the syllabus demands some real depth here. It's not surface-level stuff. Let's take a term like tautology from the logic section, for example. It's not just about memorizing a definition. No way. It's about actually applying it to truth tables and logical arguments to prove they're valid. See? This level of detail, that's what's going to separate you from the pack and get you into those top percentiles.
Now, the second half of the math syllabus, it's all about application. You've got calculus, which is just this powerhouse tool for analyzing change. Then there's trigonometry, which is so essential for understanding relationships in geometric spaces. And of course, you have probability and statistics, which is basically the language of data, uncertainty in making predictions. Super important stuff.
Okay, moving on to the next big one, analytical ability and logical reasoning. Think of it this way. If math is the what, this section is the how. It's a direct test of that structured, problem-solving mindset that is the absolute bedrock of any career in computer applications. This is how you prove you can think like a programmer.
And with 40 questions, this section is a huge factor in your final score. But what's more important is what it's actually testing. It's assessing your ability to take in unfamiliar information, stay calm under pressure, and find a logical solution. It's so much less about what you've memorized and way more about how you think on your feet.
The scope here is, well, it's incredibly diverse. One minute you could be deciphering visual patterns, the next you're mapping out some crazy complex seating arrangement. Then you're evaluating syllogisms or crack-encoded messages. This sheer variety means you've got to have a really flexible and adaptive approach to solving problems.
So the big question is, how do you even tackle these questions systematically? Well, I recommend a simple 3-step framework. Step 1, analyze the premise. That means just break down and fully understand the information they give you. Step 2, identify the pattern or the logic. You have to actively hunt for that underlying rule. And finally, Step 3, draw a valid conclusion. Apply that rule you found to get to a definite, provable answer.
All right, let's move on to the technical core of this exam, computer awareness. Now these 20 questions, they're your chance. This is your opportunity to prove you've got the fundamental knowledge that your entire MCA education is going to be built on.
Now, I know this section has fewer questions, but don't let that fool you. It plays a really crucial strategic role. A strong performance here sends a clear signal that you're ready for a technical curriculum. It can honestly be the very thing that pushes your score up into a higher tier. It is a key differentiator, so whatever you do, do not overlook it.
So the syllabus starts with the absolute basics of how a computer is organized. CPU, memory, input, output. But then it gets into the really cool stuff, how machines actually see data. We're talking number systems like binary, core concepts like Boolean algebra, and even two's complement arithmetic, which, by the way, is the super clever method computers use to deal with negative numbers.
The syllabus also makes sure you understand the whole software ecosystem. You absolutely need to know the difference between system software, that's the stuff that manages the hardware, like your operating system, and application software, which are the tools you and I use every day to get stuff done, like a web browser.
And this section isn't just theory. It also tests your practical, real-world knowledge. We're talking about identifying different pieces of hardware,
understanding the basic functions of the big operating systems like Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, knowing your way around the internet and email. And this is a big one, showing you have an awareness of modern online security.
And finally, we've got the finisher, General English. Yeah, it's the smallest section, but it serves a really vital purpose. It's all about demonstrating that you can communicate clearly, which is absolutely essential for working with a team and succeeding in any professional tech environment.
Look, with only 10 questions, the strategy here is all about one thing: efficiency. The goal is simple. Get in, answer these questions with speed and high accuracy, bank those points, and save your valuable time and mental energy for the tougher, more complex sections of the exam.
The focus here is 100% on practical language skills. Can you understand a passage of text? Can you use vocabulary correctly? Can you spot good grammar? And can you grasp the basics of technical writing? Those are the core things they're looking for.
When it comes down to it, the English section is really just there to confirm one thing: that you have the fluency you need to thrive in a demanding technical curriculum. Because, let's be real, understanding complex documents and communicating your ideas clearly is non-negotiable. Okay, we've broken down every single section. Now, let's pull it all back together into a winning game plan. How do you take this syllabus and turn it into a top-tier rank? Let's talk strategy.
So here it is, your integrated strategy. Point 1, dominate the core. That means dedicating the lion's share of your time to mathematics. Point 2, master the strategy. You do this by practicing a huge variety of logical reasoning problems to build that mental flexibility. Point 3, solidify the foundation. Don't you dare neglect computer awareness. These are the concepts everything else is built on. And finally, point 4, perfect the finish. Make sure your English skills are razor sharp so you can grab those quick, accurate points. So there you have it. That's the complete strategic blueprint for the NIMCET 2026 syllabus. You know the what, you know the why, and you know the how. The only question left is the one right there on your screen. Now that you have the blueprint, what's your first move?